This is our wax impregnation test setup. Inside, what you cannot see is an aluminum bronze former, which has 3 sets of windings. I will explain it later. This has been wrapped with glass fiber tape in 2 layers, and on the outside there is a split plexi tube which is cut here so that we can open it and remove it once it has been injected with wax. There are 2 sealing end caps at the 2 ends, and it has been sealed everywhere with the silicone glue. And these cable ties are used to close this slit on the plexi tube. This is the inlet or the outlet. The outlet is on the other side for the liquid wax. And in order to make sure that the hole is not blocked by the silicone glue, we have inserted 3 Kapton tubes of 1 mm diameter, which go all the way in here. And to make sure that they don't collapse, we have put a bare copper wire into the tube, which was lubricated by vacuum grease so that we can easily pull it out. So once, okay, not that easily, but using a plier we can pull it out very easily. So we will connect a pneumatic tube here for the transfer of wax. Okay, this is a demonstration that we can indeed pull it out very easily, like this. It's out. Now we have 3 times 1 mm diameter hole for the injection of wax. This is a very special tool. It's a few euro 12-volt fan, which is connected to this watering hose. It can inject cooling air into the bore of the magnet or the tube. And there is an aluminum disc mounted to the end of this shaft, which we can push in. We want to start cooling from this end and start ventilation through this hose, and very slowly push this disc inwards so that we move up the cooled part, the cooled section of the tube. And in sync with this, we will remove the heating at the outside. So we want to create a heat gradient, so this part would be cold, warm, it would be heated. This would be upright, so this would be the top. The liquid wax would be coming in still here, so the top part would be filled with liquid, and there would be a clear phase boundary between solid wax, which is cooled from the bottom, and liquid wax, which is at the top. And as we progress upwards, we push up the cooling and remove continuously the heating at the outside. So this ensures that when wax contracts by 10-15%, when it solidifies, the missing volume would always be refilled with liquid wax from the top, and this will avoid creating voids inside. This here is the wax transfer tube, which is thermally insulated and heated by this heater cable. And we inject from the bottom. We pump the assembly here by this pump. So the heaters are installed from bottom to top, because when the wax is injected, we will turn the assembly upside down and we will remove the heating from this way, like that. The heating insulation is also progressing from bottom to up in strips, so that we can easier remove it progressively. 50% overlap, that's sufficient. We are at 70 degrees anyway, not too high. Itt nem jó, hogy kimaradt.
Szeretnéd, hogy ott itt tapadjon meg?
Mindegy. We are now pumping, testing the vacuum. We are pumping through this line. This is the wax impregnation setup. Over there, this is an outgassing chamber. The heaters are regulated by these toroid transformers. There's no feedback. So we have a temperature sensor and we regulate it to get the right temperature. This is a heated pot. Most of the wax is already molten. The bottom is still solid. So this will be stirred by this shaft. This is a heated transfer tube which continues outside of the chamber. So this here, it's insulated and heated. And this is the target chamber, Glyn's former, with a plexi tube outside. Here the sensor is below the heater, so it measures slightly more than the real temperature of the setup, 76 or the plexi. And this is measuring the air inside the bore to 70 degrees. We don't want to go much higher because the whole setup is very weak. It's prone to leakage. And if we heat it up too much, the split plexi tube would open up.
A tetejét, mint látjátok, már teljesen folyékony. Az alján kicsit meg kell kavargatni. Még talán egy kicsit, mintha sótlannak tűnne. Aha.
Még nyers, mindenképpen nyers, nem?
Igen.
Még főtt kemény.
Még belül kemény lesz.
Belül kemény, aha. Az állaga még nem az a omlós.